All right, everybody, stay calm. Bitcoin breaking out just a little bit on this daily chart. You can see it. The reason why it's a big deal, there's actually a couple reasons on the daily and on the weekly that I want to talk about. In yesterday's video, when I was talking about Bitcoin and what was happening in this daily candle from yesterday, along with S&P 500, traditional markets breaking out, the stock market breaking out yesterday, we were talking about this daily candle, how strong of a close it could get. Had a pretty strong close yesterday. Mind you, it did not close above this vicinity that we were tracking, kind of the highest point of these daily candles in this previous swing high. But here's the thing, right now as I do this video, the Bitcoin daily candle above this area, these closes back here, like from a week or so ago, just over a week ago. So right now there is 8 hours left of this daily candle. The question I'll be tracking for those 8 hours going into tonight's close would be, will it close above this trend line, which we're about to dig in on the 6 hour? And will it close pretty much at the confluent area, these recent daily candles back here, again, around a week ago? But before we dig into that, before we start tracking that short-term story and what's actually happening here with this breakout, let's go to the weekly chart. A couple things. Number one, big reminder, very big reminder. We are in this macro correction. We are in this bear market. We are in this bear market formation. Previous bear markets, the bear market low formation lasted, I think it's like 100 to 250 days between the 2018 bear market low that you see right there, and actually even going all the way back here to the 2015 bear market low. 100 to 250 days. Right now, we're around 40 days into this bear market. Now, there can be great volatility with this range, right? So keep that in mind. The other thing is, keep in mind, we're in this huge Fibonacci retracement on the macro, meaning it's the last swing low, bear market low to bull market high, and down to a Fibonacci retracement. It's kind of this area where we are looking for bottom formation for the bear market. So not only will it probably last a little bit longer here, I don't think it's, just a quick sweep to the 786 line and then out, and then we're off to the races. I don't think that's going to be the case. That's my opinion. But we're in this range. There can be a lot of volatility to the upside, potentially to the 618 line, and then back down, right? So we have to really play the patient game, I would say, in these markets, but we can also at the same time track these rallies while they happen. Important to note, S&P 500 index. So if we're looking at Bitcoin on the daily chart, if we're looking at Bitcoin on the zoomed in 6 hour chart even, it's important to note where this chart is. We've been tracking it. It is at a lower high resistance channel right now, doing its own thing, having its own little breakout going here to the 786 line around 4,060 or so. So it is right there. The question is, will there be resistance? Will it be met with resistance now towards the end of today, going into tomorrow's open? And will it come back down? And if that happens, what does that do to Bitcoin and its own breakout that is happening right now? Another thing to note on the weekly chart is this. I think this is a really good thing to wait for as well, and watch for at the very least, is the MACD. Check out this MACD. Not yet getting that MACD line crossing above the signal line, the blue above the red just yet, but we have that momentum going. This could be a huge, huge bullish cross happening for the MACD above that signal line coming up fairly quickly, depending on how strong this weekly closes. You can see the histogram here, that upward momentum approaching zero on the histogram. When will we see these green candles? Could be very, very soon. And we have 3 days, 9 hours left on the weekly chart. And you can see Bitcoin above that 200-week moving average, probably the last big thing we've been tracking for Bitcoin as it kind of does bottom in this bottom range, consolidate in the bottom range, meaning we're looking for a weekly close above the 200-week moving average. So 3 days, 9 hours, a lot can happen. Bitcoin doesn't have that much separation from that area, but it's going to be very interesting to see how the weekly candle closes for Bitcoin in this bear market. And look at that pop up just as I'm doing this video, almost $24,000 as I do the video. Here's the daily candle for Bitcoin. And we want to dig into this a little bit by going to the 6 hour. So here's kind of what the breakout looks like on the 6 hour chart. You can see this consolidation pattern, higher highs, higher lows happening all since the swing low in June, right? This last fall in June to the macro 786 line in yellow that we've been tracking. So higher highs, higher lows, kind of a false breakout here back into this higher high, higher low formation, and then boom to the upper trend line. And right now, a 6-hour candle breaking out above the trend line, breakout target $28,000 to $29,000. The reason why, and that's not like an overnight thing. Apologies for that incredibly probably loud phone call. So that's not like an overnight thing. That is, it could take days, right, for this to happen. If not weeks, if there's volatility along the way, meaning a throwback to the trend line, tracking support. This is why we track these things. But that area is so important, $29,000 to $24,000 or $28,000 to $29,000, because we start going over to the weekly chart. Check out where this macro line is. It is the 618 of this macro channel that Bitcoin is in that we've talked about. It is 28,222. Right around, let's just call it 28,000, right? So the 618 line sitting right at around 28,000. So when we're looking at this short-term breakout to around 28,000, just above it, very interesting area of resistance, very, very important area to watch for if the Bitcoin bulls continue this upward momentum. But at the very least, right now, we are waiting to see if Bitcoin can even break this previous short-term swing high to continue this trend up. And I think it's important to also just continue to track traditional markets and what it's doing at this Fibonacci resistance line. So we're going to continue tracking all of these things. I wanted to do a nice quick update for you as Bitcoin does have this little breakout, but there is a lot to keep in mind. As you can see, a lot of ingredients sprinkled into these markets right now, not to mention the sentiment, not to mention the emotionality that comes with these markets when we have these interest rates being raised and the fear of this happening for months and months and months. When will inflation come in? So a lot of different data that we need to track for Bitcoin, and we'll continue tracking. Everybody, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If you're not a subscriber, hit the subscribe, hit that like button. It means a lot to me. I'll see you in the next video. God bless.